Coming up on ATV News.
How close did arson get to taking out your local Walmart?
Students are still fuming over allegations of vote buying in the ARC election. But are they mad at the right people?
And if you get thirsty, the senior class has a special gift for you this year.
2 sports graduated their seniors this weekend, and Utah State football has a new face.
From snowstorms to short sleeves, I'll tell you how to handle this March weather on ATV News.
Welcome to ATV News. I'm Brianna Bodley.
And I'm Kelsey Keller. Bribery, imbalanced representation, angry citizens, and cited grievances. It sounds a little bit like politics, but nasty politics at Utah State?
I was able to go behind the scenes and bring us a little bit more information about the controversy surrounding the vote for the ARC.
Just sorely disappointed any business would do this.
He's talking about the participation of the Sports Academy in a raffle the Students for Academic Waste Club, or SAW, sponsored.
That was a violation of state, federal, student code, and bylaws for the election.
Casillas said it darkened his view of the Sports Academy, and he certainly wasn't the only student who thought so.
I was really happy with everything they were doing there. Everyone was so nice, great management, and once I found out, I came in one day and I saw that they're telling vote no on this, the ARC, the Aggie Recreation Center, if I'm correct. It just really frustrated me knowing that they're not supporting the students in the school.
It was just insanely unethical of a business and of a student organization to hold a raffle.
Employing mediums like Facebook, other students also took a stand, with statements calling against the academy. In response, the Sports Academy said they were helping a university club, not promoting a vote.
It wasn't Sports Academy asking students to vote no, it was their actual peer students who didn't want to pay the additional fees.
And SAW said they only wanted both sides represented.
The whole iPad thing, the whole raffle would never have happened. 5 kids sitting outside in the cold, they want to get their voice heard somehow. The whole situation could completely have been avoided if the school would have been more impartial about the way they promoted it.
Brianna Bodley, ATV News.
The law discussing bribery and offering bribes as an offense against government administration can be found under Chapter 8, Section 103, Utah Title 76. A Cottonwood Heights father is suing the Granite School District. He says his son was injured at school during an activity that should have been supervised. Michael Page claims the children at the school were given a sledding day as a reward, but without the parents knowing about it, and without teacher supervision. While sledding down the steep hill, his son crashed into a rock, fracturing his jaw and smashing his teeth. The boy has had several surgeries and had his mouth wired shut. The lawsuit asks the district to cover the medical bills, which are over $30,000, as well as for damages.
Our understanding is that they said kids have fun. And, you know, as parents, we trust the schools with our kids each day. And one of the things that we need them to do is we need them to be careful. We need them to supervise our kids, and we need them to teach our kids safety.
Granite School District says they have no comment for now because they haven't seen the lawsuit come through yet. But they did say they believe there is some false information and that they are looking forward to their day in court.
Police are investigating a second arson attempt at the North Logan Walmart. North Logan Fire Department and Smithfield Police Department responded late Monday. There was a small stack of wooden pallets next to the building, along with a large row of paper bales that were on fire. Both were quickly extinguished. Firefighters checked out the roof to make sure there weren't any other burning materials. This was the second attempt of arson, the first being last December 14th. There were between 10 and 12 pallets in that fire, and no damage was done. This time, however, the damage was estimated at $11,000. Anyone with more information about these fires is encouraged to call North Park Police Department.
Powwow. But first, we'll take a look at how students are learning about the final frontier, right here on ATV News. Welcome back, Aggies.
How did you learn about outer space? Well, the USU Hispanic Engineering Club taught several children something you could never learn from your ordinary science book.
Vortex machines,
lunar moon rocks, and an electricity ball were some of the hands-on activities for kids on NASA's Science Day last weekend. NASA trained the Hispanic Engineering Club several months in advance.
Because we want them to take these activities back to the classroom.
The scientists traveled across the country each year to teach children about space and science, and this year, USU was their very first stop.
Well, one, because of their enthusiasm, the group was very enthusiastic, and then when we reviewed the proposal, we saw that they had the facilities.
Kids 5th through 8th grade enjoyed workshops on outer space, activities with microscopes, and even computer game programming.
Computer thing where we got to make the worlds, because that was just epic.
Students were able to firsthand experiment with this vortex machine, which is similar to the jet engine of a plane.
Several young aspiring space scientists found that NASA Day actually taught them more about what they wanted to be when they grow up.
I'm going to try and engineer spacecrafts to help clean up the junk in our atmosphere. I want to be an engineer and learn about the math and science to like space shuttles and stuff.
The scientists' impact on children doesn't last just for a day, but it goes year-round.
So we train the teachers on the activities, they take them back and they could use them in their classroom year-round.
In Logan, Utah, Courtney Robinson, ATV News.
The Hispanic engineers of USU host their workshops in the engineering building every year, and it is always highly attended.
You've been paying your taxes all year, but what happens with your money? The Utah Legislature is in session deciding what they will do with your tax dollars. Britta Anderson is live on campus with more information. Britta, what is the legislature voting on?
Well, the last few years we've been seeing a lot of budget cuts, but according to the Utah Legislature, we won't be seeing any this year. In fact, many will be receiving an increase, including Utah Public Schools and higher education.
The key thing, I think, is the amount of money we're able to give to public ed, and I don't think we're done yet. We work very hard, I think, to fund public education in a way that I think is responsible with the money we've had.
For the first time in several years, Utah has a surplus of tax money. Lawmakers gave initial approval to the state budget last week.
The key thing, I think, we work very hard, I think, to fund public education in a way.
They've got close to $13 billion to spread around, and this year they're giving almost $100 million more to Utah schools than last year.
We work very hard, I think, to fund public education in a way that I think is responsible with the money we've had.
Even with the added money, one legislator said teachers may not see much of a pay increase because of high health insurance premiums. The legislature is expected to vote on the budget this week.
Okay, thanks for that information, Britta.
ASUSU elections are over and the results are in. Christian Thrapp was elected as the 2012-2013 ASUSU president Thursday, beating his opponent Hannah Blackburn by only 316 votes. Ben Wilson was elected to be the executive vice president against Abigail Kingsford. The proposed student recreation fee also passed. Beginning this fall, students are required to pay an extra $25 to pay for the turf that will replace the grass on the hyperfield. The proposed grad student amendment also passed. This will provide more representation for regional campuses and distance education. To see who won the rest of the elections, check out Friday's edition of The Statesman at usustatesman.com. Oh, and coming back, we're going to talk about the weather, and you'll find out what's going to be hot and what's not.
Hey Aggies, welcome to your ATV weather. Well, we've certainly been experiencing some strange weather this week with a snowstorm earlier in the week and now sunshine. It's been hard to decide whether to wear shorts or sweaters. Now, let's check out the weather across the nation. As you can see, the weather system over the Midwest that's certainly caused the storm that we experienced yesterday, but today it's been looking pretty clear over Utah, so hopefully it'll stay clear throughout the rest of the day and we won't see another storm tonight. Well, it's hot in the south, as you can see, with temperatures as high as the 90s. But as you can see in the north, it's been staying pretty cool, and Utah has been varying within the 40s. With all the strange weather that's been occurring, the air quality in Logan has been surprisingly decent. And so far, this awful winter inversion hasn't caught up to us yet. with currently the ozone with a concentration of 45 parts per billion. Now, let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. It's certainly been very sunny today with a high of 41. On Thursday, it'll get just a little bit warmer with a high of 43, and throughout the rest of the weekend, it will continue to warm up. And on Sunday, we'll hit 56 degrees, a perfect temperature to kick off your spring break. Hopefully, these temperatures will continue to heat up with break just around the corner. Thanks for joining us. Coming up, your ATV Sports.
Utah State Gymnastics was at home for the final time this season, and it was a night to remember for two gymnasts.
Utah State Gymnastics honored seniors Rebecca Holliday and Haley Hogan, but it was a sophomore who stole the show. Paige Jones won the all-around and picked up 2 event titles. Utah State opened the meet on vault, and despite the low start values, the Aggies put together a pretty good show. Freshman Caitlin Betts posted a 9.7 for her career high, while fellow freshman Sarah Landis hit a 9.75. Jones rounded out the Aggies' rotation with a 9.875 to win the event. On bars, junior Amanda Watamanuk led off with a 9.775, and Holiday made her senior night count with a 9.875. Freshman Ashley Follett picked up a career high 9.775, before Jones joined the career high party with a 9.7. Hogan landed a career-high 9.775.
Heading into the final rotation, Utah State was just 2 points behind BYU.
On floor for the final rotation, USU put up some big scores. Holiday stuck in 9.75, and Jones added a 9.8 to the Aggies' total.
I've just been working a lot on consistency in practice, and I feel like it's really starting to pay off, working on the details and trusting what I do in the gym, and it's starting to translate, so really happy with how it turned out tonight.
We changed a few things, and I think that just had them a little bit shaky, but overall, our performance, we felt, was really good.
The girls are on the road for 2 home meets, or 2 more meets before hosting the WAC Championships on March 24th. Well, it's Nationals time, and Utah State hockey is headed 1,500 miles away next week for its toughest competition of the season.
Utah State hockey has treated fans to a high level of play all season long, but now they are going even higher.
Once playoff hockey comes around, anything can happen, so you can't really take anyone too lightly.
The Aggies will pack up and head out to Fort Myers, Florida for the ACHA National Championships next week. Defenseman Jordan Kerr said the Aggies know what's at stake.
When it comes down to it, we're going to play hard. It's nationals, and we know what's on the line.
Kerr will get a big boost defensively. Assistant captain Ty Johns will be back in the lineup after missing a good portion of the regular season.
A big part of our defense core, so having him back is a huge step for us.
The Aggies will open up pool play against Lindenwood University on March 16th before taking on Virginia Tech and William Patterson to close out the weekend.
While the Aggies don't play here on campus, USU students say they still support their team and are looking forward to a little national recognition.
It's cool that a small school like us can be able to go to nationals for hockey.
They deserve more recognition than they've gotten in the past.
I'm excited to hear about the Aggies doing well just about anywhere, so I guess I wish them luck. I hope they do really well.
I think it's good that they're going to nationals. They bring in people from Canada, good at recruiting, and they deserve to be there.
The Aggies play their first game on March 26th, and even though they are a club sport, it would be great to see them win a championship. Utah State football announced the addition of a new coach. Mike Sanford will join the USU staff in the fall of 2012. Sanford comes to Utah State after two seasons of coaching at Louisville University. He did a lot of improvement on the Cardinals' offense, helping them go from just 9 touchdown passes in 2009 to 20 in 2010. Sanford will coach the USU running backs and tight ends. Women's basketball had a huge weekend. 2 record-setting wins, 3 double-doubles, and 5 graduating seniors. The Utah State's women's basketball team picked up their record-setting 20th win of the season against the University of Hawaii. Ashley Brown picked up her 9th double-double of the season with an unconventional way. The senior threw up 21 baskets and 10 assists. Here she is driving through the lane and for the basket. Devin Christensen led the Aggies with 23 points, hitting 3 after 3, helping the Aggies to their nation-leading 3-point average. Brooke Jackson, she added 19 points in the Aggies' win. USU led the Wahine for the entire game, winning by 21 points. The Aggies were back in the spectrum this time, honoring their seniors. USU honored seniors Ashley Brown, Brooke Jackson, Maddie Plunkett, and Renisha Mays. Setting the school record, the Aggies beat San Jose State 84-71. The Aggies had 5 players in double digits. Christensen added 20 points, while Brown did what she does best, landing her 10th double-double of the season with 18 points and 10 rebounds. Jenna Johnson logged her first career double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds. The Aggies trounced the Spartans offensively.
That's just team basketball. That's who we are, and that's what we're going to do. If people can get in double digits, we're working off each other and creating for each other.
I think confidence, honestly. Confidence and having fun together. Like, we had some shooters hit some big shots, and, you know, everyone was just comfortable. Jen, Brooke, and Devin were hitting some good shots, and we had Franny, Jenna, and I, and guards as well, crashing the boards.
So you guys just be like, yeah, and then... Yeah, well, so since Ashley Brown's a senior, the Aggies are really going to miss her next year. She'll be missed.
Wow, that's hopefully they can, you know, pull it together and maybe have some new star players next year. That'd be good.
Yeah. So we'll be right back.
If you ever had an idea you thought you could make money, maybe the only thing holding you back was a good public relations campaign. At the Mountain West Public Relations Conference, professionals showed what it takes to take your idea from a thought to the big leagues.
They spoke about pitching stories to broadcast media. They spoke about bootstrapping viral content and accidental PR. And they spoke about responding to media changes and innovations. They came as far as New York and as big as home automation company Vivint.
I felt there were so many great stories to tell, whether it was talking about automated door locks and how parents can utilize door locks to unlock or lock their front door from their smartphone when their kids are home, or if they left their key somewhere, to be able to talk about energy management and being able to adjust your thermostat on the fly, whether it's through your computer or your smartphone.
PR students were not only listening, but also networking.
We've had so many opportunities. It's really great to be involved. I get to meet a lot of people. I'm learning so much, and the networking is amazing.
Perhaps the biggest advantage students got was hearing these professionals talk about ideas other people thought were stupid, but they turned them into successful businesses. And then they could share their stories one-on-one.
I like how we've given time in between to actually talk with the speakers, talk with each other, you know, think about our questions and think about if we want to get that contact information.
The conference provided snacks by day. Later on in the evening, they provide dinners from like Costa Vida, Hamilton's, and other local food chains. Steak and seafood helps soften the blow of a $50 ticket, but who can put a price on networking? Romina Nadakovic, ATV News.
This is PRSSA's 4th annual conference. It happens every spring semester.
You tend to find people in the Nelson Fieldhouse running, lifting weights, but last Friday and Saturday, you would have found drummers, dancers, and a whole lot of colorful feathers.
Yeah, I went there to see just what was happening.
Utah is rich in Native American history, and last Friday and Saturday, USU celebrated that history by hosting its 39th annual Powwow. The Powwow is put on by the USU Native American Student Council, and they start preparing at the start of the school year. So why does it take so much time to plan? Well, because the Powwow brings in vendors and dancers from out of state.
We have a lot from Idaho, from Utah, Nevada, Wyoming, Montana, Arizona.
Native American dancers from the surrounding states come to the Powwow to compete in different dance categories and celebrate their heritage. However, many locals also attend this event to enjoy the dancing and art of the natives. This event made it possible for people of all ages and from all different backgrounds to take part in Native American culture, as well as dig into some good food. Navajo tacos and fried bread were available to purchase, and people could also walk from booth to booth, where different vendors sold Native American apparel, such as handmade jewelry, bags, and clothes. Kelsey Keller, ATV News.
If you are interested in helping out with next year's powwow or would like to join the Native American Student Council, you can find the info on USU's website.
You spend thousands of dollars in education already.
Why spend more for a senior gift? I ventured forth to find out.
This is the sound of the future of the quad. Each year, the Campus Student Giving Committee meets to determine a gift the graduating senior class will present the university. Past gifts include the A block renovation, the covered bike rack, the campus map outside of the conference center, and the A on Old Main Tower. Blake Nemelka, the university student giving chair, said the inspiration for this year's gift came from the water fountains inside the TSC.
We thought it'd be a good idea to have one outdoors.
Nemelka said the committee immediately thought of the quad. With lots of space and a convenient location, the quad is not only a popular hangout spot, but the center of many pathways.
Anybody that was walking from the quad, or from Old Main, or from the TSC, or from anywhere on the east side of campus, all 5 of those intersect at one spot.
The fountain will have 2 drinking spouts and 1 bottle filling spout. Modeled after the drinking fountains in the TSC, the bottle spout is designed to reduce plastic bottle waste at the university. Because of the earth-friendly benefits of this fountain, the Campus Blue Goes Green initiative has promised to help out.
The kind of funds that we would need to put in this type of install and buy this fountain would be a lot more than what we can raise, so they're going to make up the difference.
Nemelka says donating is one small way to give back to a university that has given so much to its students.
It's a reflection of how they feel their experience went here at Utah State.
Or to vote for next year, go to the Student Giving website.
I know it's heartbreaking, but that's all the time we have for ATV News. I'm Kelsey Keller.
I'm Brianna Bodley.
And I'm Meredith Kinney. Have a great week, Aggies.